Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We're at 580 5th Street here in Lake Oswego. Located at the back of the home here. Same side the driveway's on. Dropping into a 4-inch cast iron clean out. And we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water's running. We're just using the garden hose to do that right now. It's just easier not having to run back inside. Alright, making a transition here. Now let's take a closer look at this on the way out. This is almost looking like... You certainly got roots in the line, but this almost looks like Orangeburg. First glance, kind of looks like funky looking black plastic, but the wonkiness of the line, the deformations it's got. Right now my camera is kind of situated sideways, that big deformation we're going past right there. Yeah, this is Orangeburg. 100%. Orangeburg, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a tar paper sewer pipe product. It's literally layers of cardboard and tar. And as you can imagine, it does not hold up very good. I often find the stuff smashed completely flat when it's only under a foot of earth. That's how just terrible the stuff is. Worst pipe product ever made by mankind, and I don't say that to freak people out. It is horrible. And we swapped over to PVC, 3034 and PVC a moment ago. Last portion of the line here looks really nice. The Orangeburg, though, that stuff is ready to go. So I'm going to locate really quick just to see where we are here. Alrighty, just located where the line terminates. It terminates at the back alleyway here. And this is one of those sewer lines. This one is worth, well, we'll see how it drains out, I guess, before I get to this point. But some of these Orangeburg lines can actually be epoxy lines sometimes, and the pressure from the install of that can sometimes even re-round the pipe where it's deformed. It can push it back out. It's worth looking into. As long as slope and grade is good, it is potentially an option. Worth looking into anyway. Alrighty. Getting about 5 foot 2 inches deep here. I'm going to pull back just a little bit to get just out of the hard slope slightly. You know, get a better locate that way. But where the transition joint is at, take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. When you're locating on a hard angled pipe, sometimes the locate signal gets projected out a little bit beyond where it truly is. But I'm picking that transition up about a foot in from the edge of the driveway. That's the edge of the driveway where it meets the gravel alleyway. Yeah, so even right here, I'm still getting about 5 foot 2 to 5 foot 4 inches. I'm going to flatten the camera out here a little bit, just try and get a better hone in on this thing. And my locator, it might be diving that hard. It doesn't feel like it's dropping 2 feet. I'm getting about 5 foot 2 to 5 foot 4 inches deep right here. Once I get down to this point though and flatten out, I'm getting more like 7 foot 3-4 inches. I'm not sure if I'm getting some interference from power lines or whatnot, but anyway, by the time you hit the main, you're way the heck down there. It's probably 9-10 feet. Yeah, I'm getting around 9.5 to 10 feet deep here. So where the transition appears to be is just before the edge of the driveway. So it looks like it's just underneath it, but also take that with a grain of salt. When you're locating on a hard slope like that, sometimes the signal projects out a little bit off kilter. It might be right on the edge of the driveway. Either way, it's right there. Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit of interference from something. When I sit here and hold my locate down, I get a little bit of a running depth. It's jumping around between about 3 foot 6 inches and about 4 foot 2 inches deep there, which is a little bit unusual at depths like this, especially when the line is running flat. But there are a lot of overhead power lines back here, and sometimes those will throw the locate off a little bit or give it a little bit of a hard time. The transition here is just barely in front of the clean out in this case. Usually you get 5 feet of cast iron before the swap. Alrighty, and I think when I pull the camera out here, I'll give a little glimpse of it with the camera. But about 2 foot 6 inches deep. The transition joint is right before the concrete steps up to the driveway from the walk path up to the driveway here. So, and just knowing that that's about 2 foot 6 inches deep there, when you account for the buildup of the concrete, the fact the line's also diving at the same time, 3 foot 6 inches to 4 feet deep, about mid-span across the driveway there would make sense. But this thing runs basically dead straight end to end. Just runs straight out all the way to the road there. I've got markings on the driveway and out in the street, and I'll take some photos of that. After repairs are done, make sure you do a rescope. What you want to do is bury the line, compact it, get it ready for concrete pour, but don't pour the concrete. Scope it, make sure everything looks good, there's no settling issues. You want to put a load on top of the line before you go and scope it to make sure it's holding up under that weight.